Hi, my name is Ashish, and in this video, we're going to talk about relational database storage. So this is the in continuation of the AZ204 developing for Microsoft Azure course, formerly known as AZ203. So in these series of videos, we're going to talk about relational database storage. So let me just quickly log on to the portal and take it from there. I'm logged on to the portal. Let me switch to my working directory in which I have a subscription. Okay, now if I click on create a resource and I click on databases, Microsoft gives me a lot of options. Azure SQL Managed Instance, SQL Database, Cosmos DBs, Azure Database for PostgreSQL, Database for MySQL, and if you would see SQL Server 2017, Enterprise Windows Server 2016. So it is a virtual machine on which we already have SQL Server 2017 installed. So if I click on it, I get an option to create a virtual machine. So this is the would be the easiest approach if you want to migrate from on-prem to Azure. You can just migrate your database, and then you can make this machine up and running, and you can migrate your database onto this VM. So this would be the approach wherein one of the approach that you can follow. And if you want to go to a more cheaper approach, then it would be to go with this SQL database. So Microsoft provides this option, which is a lot cheaper than creating a SQL database on a virtual machine instance. So this would be a lot cheaper approach wherein you create a SQL database with the preferred configurations, and then add your networking options, database name, and then you can migrate your on-prem databases to this database with a 95 percentile. And I would say this would be the more cheaper approach, more easier approach to migrate your on-prem database to this managed SQL database instance. I'm going to check few more options wherein they have data warehouse as well. Logical data warehouses as well under databases, and which can used for processing lots of data. And then you have Synapse Analytics, SQL Elastic Database Pool, and then you have MongoDB, and you can use data warehouse as well if you want to process and lots of data here as well. So this is the managed SQL instances or the services that Azure provides. Right, so this way Azure offers a choice of fully managed relational database, NoSQL, in-memory databases, and your open source engine to fit the needs of modern app developers. So it also provides you infrastructure management, which includes scalability, availability, and security, and is automated, saving you the time and money. So if you want to build modern cloud applications with an always up-to-date relational database services, that can also include serverless compute, then you would go for Azure SQL database. And if you want to migrate your SQL workloads to Azure while maintaining complete SQL Server compatibility, you would use Azure SQL Managed Instance. And if you want to migrate your SQL workloads to Azure while maintaining complete SQL Server compatibility and operating system level access, you would go on SQL Server on virtual machines. You can, if you want to build scalable, secure, and fully managed enterprise-ready apps on open source PostgreSQL, then you could go for Azure database for PostgreSQL. If you want to deliver high availability and elastic scaling to open source mobile and web apps and a managed community MySQL database service, then you would go for Azure database for MySQL. Same way, Azure database for MariaDB, Azure Cosmos DB, Azure Cache for Redis, database migration service. This is the thing that is offered by Azure Relational Database Services, and we will, in this series, we will go for the Azure SQL databases, and I'll try to make videos on the series of this SQL database and so that I can cover your how to create a SQL database, test the SQL database, Geo application, SQL database, firewall, SQL Server Management, Studio, insert data to Azure SQL database. So stay tuned, and if you have any queries, please mention them in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Have a great day.